Hello and welcome to the Awesome 180 channel. Today we're going to be talking about relationships. And in particular, we're going to be talking about one important aspect that we end up doing sometimes in relationships, which is called self-sabotage. Normally relationships fail for all sorts of reasons. Very often they are external reasons, something happens outside that you guys cannot resolve or something takes place. However, very often in relationships, we end up being the problem. We end up creating a problem. And that's what I call self-sabotage. When there was no need for a problem to begin with, we ended up making a problem. Now, what is happening? See, let's understand these two words. Sabotage is very simply destroying something, right? Creating an issue within something. You hear about in World War II, you sabotaged the submarines. That means you toyed with them, you tinkered with them so that they failed. The same thing is what's happening in our relationships. And the first word is self. That means we are doing it to ourselves. Nobody's asking us to do it. There's no reason for doing it, but we still end up doing it. So how does this happen and why does this happen? Very often, we're so used to seeing relationships on TV. And TV is full of what? Drama. We see relationships in movies. We read about relationships in books like Mills and Boons, where there's so much tension and all of that. And then we wonder, 1 minute, why doesn't my relationship have any of that? Why is my relationship feeling so peaceful? Why is it easy? And then we start creating these problems for ourselves in our mind. We start visualizing these things and we start wondering on what it could be. Self-sabotage is this problem, this trick. So let me tell you about a story about my ex-girlfriend, right? We were in college. And obviously at that point of time, a relationship is new and we hear about relationships from friends and all of that. So one day, I think it was after a year and a half of dating each other, she comes up to me and says, Ashton, I don't think you love me at all. I was like, okay, why do you feel that I don't love you? And she's like, you don't have fights with me. You don't deny me from doing things. If I want to go and meet that boy, you'll say, yeah, go, have fun. It feels like you don't care about me because you're not fighting with me. So I was like, whoa, okay, like where did this come from? Right? So that means if I fight with you, it means that I like you. If I fight with you, it means I love you. Like, does that make any sense? And this is an example of self-sabotage. She was wondering, why is this relationship so perfect? What is wrong with this relationship that it's so perfect? Something must be wrong because there's no drama. And we look for that drama. There's so many examples like that. Very often in marriages, we look for that drama because our friends have told us that, my husband was this and I caught him doing that and he was watching this on this computer and I was checking his email and all of that. And then we suddenly start wondering and saying that, yeah, but I haven't been checking his email or looking at his computer and seeing where it is. Let me see what he's up to. What did we do? Self-sabotage. This person gave no reason for you to doubt him, but we started looking for that problem and that doubt. Don't you realize what's happening in these kinds of relationships? And the crazy thing is that this doesn't happen only in relationships like where we're talking about, which is marriages or with, lovers. This can happen in friendships. This can happen in family relationships. Very often a friend goes out of his way to do something for you. They celebrate a big party for you. They do this, they do that. At the back of your mind, you're wondering, do I really deserve this? Am I really worthy of this much love and affection? Maybe something is wrong. Maybe has another idea in his mind. Maybe that's why he's doing it. And what happens is that we get into this self-thought process and end up sabotaging the relationship. So what I want you to do is realize that this is taking place in all our relationships and follow two important habits. The first habit is to sit down with your little cup of coffee, look outside the window and wonder, what are all the things I'm doing the self-sabotage on? Am I on purpose creating fights that I don't realize that I'm creating or doing something like that? When you realize this, start seeing what you can change, or at least catch yourself when this happens. You can also go and ask your lover, your family member, your friend, saying that, hey, am I doing this to you? Have you noticed me doing something like that? Because they will be able to guide you as well. And you say, yeah, I was wondering about this. The other day, we were having such a perfect date and you just completely ruined it for us by reminding me about the laundry or something. Why do you do that? Self-sabotage. We don't want to experience something so good because we're afraid that the drop is going to be even more sudden and longer or more painful. So as a result, we say that before it gets even better, let's just knock it off now so then the drop is not that bad. We do this for so many date nights. We do this for so many times when our relationship is going well, especially when we go on a holiday together. Why do we do this? Let's stop that. And the second important habit that I want to share with you is the habit of taking an annual review or a quarterly review or a monthly review of your relationship. Now, this is exactly like what we do in work, right? When we have a target that we've set for ourselves, we do reviews. Why do we do reviews? Because we have to see, is it according to plan? Is there anything that I can do better to improve this relationship? How do I make this even more loving and fruitful and happy for the two of us? So these reviews are very, very important. You can sit down by yourself with your cup of coffee and make this review, or you can sit with your lover, your friend, your family member, and do this review together. What are your expectations from this? These are mine. What are the things that we can improve on? It's a very, very powerful habit, and I hope that you all start doing this. You see, all the things that we want to make a changes in our life, they all start with then consistency. And consistency starts with a habit. You can either be consistent in self-sabotaging and you'll notice why all the relationships around you are failing, probably because it's you. So understand that relationships are also habits. Self-sabotage is also a habit. And you can improve these things. There's no point in living like that. If you wonder why everything's failing, look here. Look here. Talking about relationships is always something that is dicey, something that is uncomfortable, but something that needs to be said. And you need to really, really assess your relationships, not take it at face value. Subscribe to this channel if you found this video useful. If you didn't find the video useful, tell me about it in the comments below saying that no, I want a video like this. In fact, make suggestions on topics that you would like me to cover. I'd be happy to cover them. Also, if you did like the video, go and hit the like button because that really helps the algorithm and promotes this video up so more people see it. I am Ashton Doctor, your habit coach. And remember, awesome lives, they start with awesome habits.